A mischievous smile appeared on Aarav's face as he stepped closer to Rohan. "From now on, you'll have to do whatever I tell you to do." Rohan didn't say anything. What could he even say? He had lost the bet fair and square. Seeing Rohan's defeated expression, Aarav was enjoying himself immensely. Inside his mind, he laughed. "So you've finally come down from your high horse, haven't you?" Then he looked Rohan up and down. Actually, calling him a horse isn't right. He's more like a stubborn deer. He used to act so confident all the time. Let's see what he does now. A devilish smile spread across Aarav's face. The moment Rohan saw that smile, a sense of dread filled his heart. He knew Aarav very well. Whenever Aarav smiled like that, it meant trouble. And Aarav wasn't the type to miss any opportunity to annoy someone. "Now what's the point of regretting it, Mr. Rohan? Who told you to fly so high in the sky?" Aarav crossed his arms and announced confidently. "For the next 1 week, you'll be staying at my house." Rohan's eyes widened. Aarav continued without giving him a chance to interrupt. "And during that entire week, you'll handle all my personal work. My assignments. My projects. My homework. My presentations. Everything. From now on, you're doing all of it." Most of those tasks didn't bother Rohan much. But one particular part made him extremely uncomfortable. Living together. That was the real problem. Immediately, Rohan protested. "Look, I'll do all your work if that's what the bet says. But I can't stay at your house." The moment those words left his mouth, Aarav raised an eyebrow. "Seems like you're forgetting the rules of our bet." His voice turned firm. "I can ask you to do anything, and you have to do it. You don't have the option to say no anymore, dear Rohan." A smug smile appeared on Aarav's lips. "I already said you'll stay with me? So you'll stay with me. No arguments. No questions. Now go home and pack your bags. I'll come to pick you up." Rohan felt completely helpless. There was no escape left. After all, he had agreed to the condition himself. With great reluctance, he finally nodded. "Fine." Meanwhile, far away from the football field, another battle had been going on for several days. Ishaan had been desperately trying to gather evidence. At the same time, Ranvijay was doing everything possible to erase every piece of evidence against him. Today was the day of the court hearing. Both sides had arrived fully prepared. Outside the courthouse, the cars of Abhimanyu and Ishaan arrived almost at the same time. Both men stepped out of their vehicles with powerful and confident auras. The moment they got out, their eyes met. Abhimanyu's lips curved into a dangerous smile. Meanwhile, Ishaan's face remained completely expressionless. Neither looked away. For several seconds, they simply stared at each other. It felt less like a courtroom battle and more like two warriors preparing for war. Eventually, both entered the courthouse. Inside the courtroom, Raghuveer was already present. The moment Ishaan saw him, anger surged through his entire body. His blood practically boiled. If he could, he would have shot Raghuveer right there and then. But he couldn't. That helplessness frustrated him more than anything else. A little distance away, Abhimanyu noticed Ishaan's expression. Leaning slightly toward Ved, he whispered, "It looks like our lawyer friend is ready to kill Raghuveer with his eyes alone." Ved immediately burst into laughter. A short while later, the judge entered the courtroom and ordered the hearing to begin. Instantly, both Ishaan and Abhimanyu became alert. The courtroom soon turned into a battlefield of words. Argument after argument. Evidence after evidence. Counterattack after counterattack. Neither side was willing to back down. Both had arrived with strong proof and solid preparation. However, as the hearing continued, it became obvious that Abhimanyu had the upper hand. Every piece of evidence presented by Ishaan was being challenged and dismantled, one after another. Even Jai, who was assisting Ishaan, began to feel worried. Things were not going well. On the other side of the courtroom, Ved was standing quietly. His eyes repeatedly drifted toward Jai. A crooked smile rested on his lips. It almost looked as if he was mocking him. When Jai finally noticed, he glared at Ved angrily. But instead of being intimidated, Ved shamelessly winked at him. The moment he did that, Jai's irritation shot through the roof. For a second, he genuinely wanted to walk over and strangle him. However, considering the situation, he forced himself to calm down. Taking a deep breath, he looked away and focused on the case again. Seeing that reaction only made Ved smile wider. After a long and exhausting hearing, the final verdict was announced. Based on the evidence presented before the court, the judge declared Raghuveer innocent and cleared him of all charges. The moment the verdict was delivered, Ishaan felt as though someone had punched him in the chest. He was devastated. He had poured everything into this case. His time, his effort, his energy. Yet despite all of that, he had lost. Beside him, Jai was equally disappointed. Seeing the pain on Ishaan's face, Jai gently placed a hand on his shoulder. Don't blame yourself. You fought this case with complete honesty. You gave it everything you had. He tried to encourage him. Abhimanyu has been in this field for many years. He has far more experience than you. And despite that, you gave him a tough fight. But Ishaan shook his head. Jai, I'm not upset because I lost to Abhimanyu. His voice sounded heavy. The thing that hurts is that I couldn't get justice for that little girl. His eyes filled with frustration. I promised her that I would help her. Now she'll lose faith in the law, in the police, in the entire system. Then his expression darkened. And all of this happened because of that damned Abhimanyu. Because of him, Raghuveer walked away free after everything he did. Ishaan clenched his fists. I'm helpless. Otherwise, I swear I'd kill Raghuveer myself right now. Jai immediately tried to calm him down. No, Ishaan. Don't make any decisions while you're angry. One wrong move could expose the truth about us. And if that happens, our entire mission could be compromised. Ishaan closed his eyes briefly. I know. That's exactly why I'm staying quiet. Then he exhaled heavily. Let's leave. I can't breathe in here anymore. Jai nodded. The two of them walked outside. Their car was parked nearby. Just as they were about to get in, Abhimanyu and Ved suddenly appeared in front of them. Abhimanyu looked at Ishaan with a smug smile. So, how are you feeling, Mr. Ishaan? Ishaan ignored him completely. Abhimanyu chuckled. Looks like the shock of defeat hit pretty hard. Then his expression turned arrogant. Get used to it. This is my jungle. And there is only one lion here. Me. He stepped closer. What made you think you could defeat me? No chance. His voice became threatening. Be a good boy and stay out of my way. Otherwise, a dangerous smile appeared on his face. You can't even imagine how far I'm willing to go. After delivering his warning, Abhimanyu turned and walked away. Ved followed him. But before leaving, Ved glanced back at Jai. Then he shamelessly winked at him once again. And walked off. Jai stood there in complete disbelief. Meanwhile, Ishaan was still furious. Without waiting, he got inside the car. Before Jai could even reach the passenger seat, the engine started, and the car sped away, leaving Aryan standing there alone. Aryan stared at the disappearing vehicle. Then realization hit him. Seriously? His eyes widened. He forgot me. Jai sighed dramatically. He was so angry that he literally forgot to take me with him. Then another problem occurred to him. My wallet is at home. I don't even have money. He looked down the road miserably. Great. Looks like I'm walking home today. Meanwhile, Ishaan drove through the city at full speed. His anger had reached its limit. After some time, his car finally stopped outside a bar. Without hesitation, he stepped out and entered. The moment he reached the counter, he ordered a drink. Then another. And another. Today, he wasn't drinking for enjoyment. He was drinking to bury his frustration. Unknown to him, someone else had entered the same bar. Abhimanyu. This time, however, he was alone. Ved wasn't with him. Meanwhile, Abhimanyu walked over to the counter and took a seat. He hadn't noticed Ishaan yet, and Ishaan was too drunk to notice him either. Abhimanyu ordered a drink for himself and started drinking quietly. On the other side of the counter, Ishaan continued drinking glass after glass without stopping. The alcohol was beginning to affect him heavily now. His vision was getting blurry. His thoughts were becoming slower. By this point, he had already finished an entire bottle of liquor by himself. Yet he still wasn't willing to stop. The bartender had been watching him for quite some time and was becoming increasingly worried. Several times he had tried to stop him from drinking more, but Ishaan ignored every warning. Finally, the bartender stepped forward once again. "Sir, you've already had far too much to drink. I'm sorry, but I can't serve you any more alcohol." The moment Ishaan heard that, he glared at the bartender angrily. "Don't give me useless lectures." His voice was cold and irritated. "Just make another drink. I'm not drinking for free. I'm paying for it." The bartender shook his head firmly. "No, sir." That refusal immediately made Ishaan even angrier. "What part of my words don't you understand?" he shouted loudly. His voice echoed through the entire bar. Almost everyone nearby turned to look at him. Even Abhimanyu's attention shifted in that direction. The moment he saw who it was, surprise flashed across his face. "Ishaan? What's he doing here? And he's this drunk?" Abhimanyu watched him carefully. "Looks like today's defeat hit him harder than I thought." Meanwhile, Ishaan once again demanded another drink. But the bartender refused him again. This time, there was no room for negotiation. Ishaan stared at him furiously. Then he suddenly stood up from his stool. "Fine. This isn't the only bar in the city. I'll drink somewhere else." He turned around and started walking toward the exit. However, because of his intoxicated state, his balance was completely unstable. His legs kept wobbling underneath him. He took a few steps. Then another few. And just as he was about to fall, a strong pair of arms caught him. The sudden support stopped him from hitting the floor. Ishaan immediately turned to see who had touched him. The moment he recognized the person, his eyes turned red with anger. It was Abhimanyu. Instantly, Ishaan tried to pull away. "How dare you touch me? Stay away from me!" He struggled to free himself. But Abhimanyu's grip remained firm. "Didn't you hear me? Let me go!" Still, Abhimanyu remained silent. He simply listened to Ishaan's angry shouting without saying a single word. Seeing that he wasn't being released, Ishaan became even more furious. Using all the strength he could gather, he finally pushed himself free. Without another word, he staggered toward the exit again. His balance was still terrible. He nearly stumbled several times. Somehow, after a difficult struggle, he finally reached his car. He opened the driver's door and was about to get inside. But before he could sit down, Abhimanyu stopped him again. Ishaan turned around and glared at him. "How dare you stop me?" He shoved Abhimanyu away and tried to get into the car. But Abhimanyu blocked him once more. Now Ishaan's patience completely snapped. He was about to explode. However, before he could say anything, Abhimanyu suddenly placed a finger against his lips. "Enough." His voice was calm but firm. "You've talked more than enough." He looked directly into Ishaan's eyes. "You can barely stand properly. How exactly are you planning to drive in this condition?" Ishaan immediately slapped his hand away. "That's none of your business. I can drive perfectly fine." He tried to enter the car again. This time, however, Abhimanyu lost his patience. Without warning, he stepped forward and lifted Ishaan into his arms. Ishaan froze in shock for a second. Then he immediately began struggling. "What are you doing? Put me down!" But Abhimanyu ignored him completely. His hold remained strong and unmovable. No matter how much Ishaan struggled, he couldn't break free. Carrying him effortlessly, Abhimanyu walked toward his own car. He opened the passenger door and carefully placed Ishaan inside. Then he quickly got into the driver's seat and started the vehicle. For several minutes, Ishaan continued yelling and protesting. But gradually, his voice became weaker. The alcohol was finally winning. His eyelids grew heavy. His consciousness started fading. Eventually, he fell silent. A short while later, the car stopped outside a luxurious residential building. Abhimanyu immediately got out. Then he walked around the car, picked up the unconscious Ishaan once again, and headed toward the elevator. A few minutes later, he entered a luxurious penthouse apartment. This was Abhimanyu's private penthouse. A place where he occasionally stayed when he wanted complete privacy. He carried Ishaan into the master bedroom and gently laid him on the bed. Just as Abhimanyu turned around to leave, he suddenly felt something tugging at his hand. He looked down. Even while asleep, Ishaan had grabbed his wrist. Abhimanyu tried to pull away, but Ishaan's grip remained stubbornly tight. A faint smile appeared on Abhimanyu's lips. Carefully, he loosened Ishaan's fingers one by one. Only after making sure he was comfortable did he finally leave the room. A little while later, Abhimanyu returned. This time, he was carrying a bowl of water and a small towel. He sat beside the sleeping Ishaan. Then, with surprising patience, he gently cleaned his face and neck. After that, he carefully wiped the rest of his body to help him feel more comfortable. He removed Ishaan's shoes. Then he cleaned his feet as well. Once everything was done, he pulled a blanket over him. Making sure he was sleeping comfortably, Abhimanyu quietly left the room. Since Ishaan was occupying his bedroom, Abhimanyu decided to spend the night in the guest room instead. Before going to sleep, he washed his face and hands and tried to relax after the exhausting day. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the city, Rohan was packing his belongings. According to the bed he had lost, he now had to stay at Aarav's house for an entire week. Needless to say, he wasn't happy about it. A while later, Aarav arrived to pick him up. As expected, he came on his bike. Rohan stepped outside carrying a single travel bag. He didn't have much luggage. Just one bag was enough. Aarav handed him a helmet. "Put this on." Rohan silently accepted it and wore it. Then he climbed onto the bike and sat behind Aarav. However, he deliberately kept a noticeable distance between them. The bike started moving. The moment Aarav accelerated, the sudden force pushed Rohan forward. His chest collided directly with Aarav's back. Rohan immediately frowned. "Can't you drive properly?" he complained. Without any reaction, Aarav replied, "I am driving properly. You're the one sitting wrong." Then he added casually, "I'm not going to eat you. Why are you sitting so far away from me?" Rohan rolled his eyes. But eventually he moved a little closer. A satisfied smile appeared on Aarav's face. Soon, Aarav increased the bike's speed dramatically. The motorcycle raced through the roads at full speed. Surprisingly, Rohan showed absolutely no fear. Most people would have panicked. Most people would have grabbed the rider immediately. But not Rohan. He sat there calmly as if the speed didn't affect him at all. After all, Rohan was Rohan. And he was never the type to be intimidated easily. After some time, Aarav's bike finally stopped in front of a small house. The house wasn't large or luxurious, but it was incredibly beautiful. It was surrounded by greenery on all sides. Colorful flowers bloomed around the property, filling the air with a pleasant fragrance. The cheerful chirping of birds added even more life and warmth to the peaceful atmosphere. Unlike the noisy and crowded city, this place was calm and quiet. It felt like a completely different world. This was Aarav's personal retreat. Whenever he felt overwhelmed, stressed, or emotionally exhausted, he would come here alone. Being in this place always brought him peace. Very few people even knew about this house. In fact, Aarav had never brought anyone here before. Not even his security guards were allowed to enter this place. That was exactly why it was so surprising that he had brought Rohan here. especially considering the fact that the two of them could barely tolerate each other most of the time. Meanwhile, Rohan couldn't help being captivated by the beauty of the place. The moment he stepped out of the bike, he felt an unusual sense of peace wash over him. He loved nature. The fresh air, the flowers, the greenery, and the silence immediately made him feel comfortable. For the first time since arriving, his mood improved slightly. Aarav parked the bike and walked inside the house. Rohan picked up his bag and followed him. Once inside, Aarav pointed toward the hallway. "There are 2 bedrooms here. One is mine, and the other one is yours." Then he pointed toward a room. "That's your room. Go keep your things there." Rohan nodded and carried his bag inside. The room was simple but neat. After arranging all his belongings, he came back outside. The moment he entered the living room again, Aarav looked at him and asked, "Do you know how to cook?" Rohan nodded. "Yes." "Good." Aarav stretched lazily. "Then make dinner for both of us. I'm really sleepy." Rohan silently nodded again. At this point, arguing was pointless. The sooner he finished his responsibilities, the sooner he could get away from Aarav for the night. After washing his hands and face, he headed straight to the kitchen. Rohan worked quickly. He wanted everything to be done as soon as possible. Within 20 minutes, he had prepared the entire meal. When the food was ready, he walked to Aarav's room and called him out. The moment Aarav heard that dinner was ready, he immediately came out. He was starving. However, when he saw the table full of food, genuine surprise appeared on his face. He hadn't expected Rohan to cook so quickly, nor had he expected the food to look this good. Without wasting any time, both of them sat down at the dining table. Rohan served the food. Then he quietly took his own seat. As soon as Aarav tasted the first bite, his eyebrows lifted slightly. The food was surprisingly delicious. Much better than he had expected. For a while, neither of them spoke. The only sounds in the room were the clinking of utensils and the occasional rustle of leaves from outside. After finishing dinner, both of them felt exhausted. Without any further conversation, they returned to their respective rooms. Soon, the entire house became silent. Both of them fell asleep. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, Raghuveer was busy celebrating his victory in court. At that moment, he was inside his luxurious bungalow, completely drunk. A lavish party was in full swing. Music blasted through the speakers at an extremely loud volume. The atmosphere was filled with alcohol, laughter, and arrogance. Raghuveer sat comfortably on a large sofa, enjoying his drink as if he owned the world. Several young and attractive women were present at the party. Some were dancing to the loud music. Others sat beside Raghuveer, trying to keep him entertained. Alongside him was his assistant, Neeraj. Apart from them, no other important people were present. The entire bungalow was heavily guarded. Armed security personnel stood at every entrance and corner of the property. Each of them carried weapons and remained on alert. Or at least, they thought they were safe. Suddenly, gunshots echoed through the darkness. One guard fell. Then another. Then another. The attacks came so suddenly that nobody even understood what was happening. The surviving guards immediately became alert. They pulled out their weapons and began firing in every direction. But there was one problem. They couldn't see the attackers. They had no idea where the bullets were coming from. Panic spread among them. They fired blindly into the darkness. But it was useless. One by one, the guards continued falling. Within minutes, the entire security team had been wiped out. Bodies lay scattered everywhere. Blood covered the ground. The once peaceful compound had turned into a battlefield. After the last guard fell silent, 3 hidden figures slowly emerged from behind the trees. Each of them carried 2 guns. They were dressed completely in black. Black clothes. Black gloves. Black masks covering their faces. Not a single feature was visible. The 3 figures exchanged a brief glance. No words were needed. The job outside was finished. Now it was time to move inside. Silently, they advanced toward the bungalow. Every guard who crossed their path met the same fate: death. The three attackers showed absolutely no mercy. Anyone who stood in their way was eliminated instantly. Meanwhile, inside the bungalow, Raghuveer remained completely unaware of the massacre happening outside. The loud music prevented the sounds of gunfire from reaching him. He continued drinking and dancing, lost in his drunken celebration. After clearing the entire path, the three masked figures finally entered the main hall. Their target was now directly ahead: Raghuveer. At that moment, Raghuveer was dancing carelessly. Then suddenly, the music stopped. The silence felt almost unnatural. Raghuveer immediately became irritated. "Who did that? Who turned off the music?" he shouted angrily. As he turned around to see what was happening, his entire body froze. Three masked figures were standing before him. The moment he saw them, the color drained from his face. Fear instantly replaced his arrogance. Who are you people?" One of the masked figures stepped forward. His voice was cold, emotionless, terrifying. "Your death." The moment those words reached Raghuveer's ears, his body started trembling. For the first time that night, genuine fear appeared in his eyes. "Security! Security!" he screamed desperately. "Somebody help me!" But no one came. No one answered. Only silence greeted him. At that moment, Raghuveer understood everything. His guards were dead. All of them. And now, there was nobody left to protect him. Panic completely took over. Behind him, Neeraj quietly reached into his pants and pulled out a hidden pistol. Thinking he had found an opportunity, he quickly aimed the weapon at the masked intruders. But before he could pull the trigger, 3 bullets pierced directly through his chest. Bang! 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 Neeraj's eyes widened in shock. The pistol slipped from his hand. A stream of blood escaped from his mouth. Then, without even getting a chance to fight back, he collapsed to the floor. Dead. Instantly. As Neeraj fell to the floor lifelessly, Raghuveer began trembling uncontrollably. For the first time in years, he could clearly see death standing right in front of him. The eyes of the 3 masked figures were ice cold, devoid of any mercy. One of the figures silently gestured toward the frightened girls in the room, signaling them to leave. The moment they received the signal, all of them hurried out without wasting a second. As soon as the girls left, the 3 men turned their attention back toward Raghuveer. Their eyes looked as if they wanted to tear him apart. Raghuveer's entire body shook as he stammered. Who are you people? What do you want? Look, I have a lot of money. I'll give you everything. You can take whatever you want. Just please let me go. I don't want to die. One of the masked men stepped forward and said in a cold voice. We don't want your money. We want your life. Fear completely consumed Raghuveer. He swallowed hard before asking, Who are you? And why do you want to kill me? Another figure laughed coldly. They say a dying man's last wish should be fulfilled. After saying that, he slowly removed his mask. The moment Raghuveer saw his face, his eyes widened in shock. You. The man standing before him was none other than Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu looked at him with burning hatred. Yes. It's me. After Abhimanyu removed his mask, the other 2 figures also revealed their faces. They were Aarav and Rohan. At that moment, all 3 of them looked terrifying. Their eyes were blood-red with rage. Raghuveer stared at them in disbelief. Why do you want to kill me? What have I ever done to you? Abhimanyu's expression turned colder. You didn't do anything to us. But you destroyed the life of an innocent little girl. His voice became increasingly dangerous. What did you think? That after committing such crimes, you would simply walk away? Every ounce of pain that child suffered. You will pay for it. And not just equal payment. You'll suffer 10 times more. Riguber's face turned pale. Then he suddenly remembered something. If you wanted justice for her, then why did you save me in court? A cruel smile appeared on Abhimanyu's face. Because I never wanted the court to punish you. We wanted to punish you ourselves. The punishment the court could have given you would have been far too small. He stepped closer. The court only knew about one crime. But we know about all the others. The countless sins you've committed. I deliberately took your case. Every piece of evidence was against you. If any other lawyer had fought for you, you would have gone straight to prison. Rayunch then spoke in a chilling voice. You really enjoy spending time with girls, don't you? You love treating women like toys. Fine. Then women themselves will put you to sleep forever. After saying that, Rayunch made a phone call. Bring them in. Then he disconnected. A few moments later, 7 or 8 young women entered the room. Every one of them stared at Riguber with hatred. Rayunch looked at him and asked, Recognize them? Riguber's heart nearly stopped. He remembered every face. These were the same girls whose lives he had destroyed. The same girls he had abused. Abhimanyu turned toward them. This man ruined your lives. He gave you pain. Today, settle your score. Make him suffer. Give him the same pain he gave you. The girl's eyes instantly filled with fury. Riguber felt terror unlike anything he had ever experienced. Because in their eyes, he could already see his death. The girls slowly walked toward him. One of them slapped him across the face. Another scratched his skin with her nails. Soon all of them joined in. Riguber screamed in agony. They showed him no mercy. His body quickly became covered in wounds. Blood stained his clothes. His desperate cries echoed throughout the mansion. Then one of the girls walked away and returned carrying a container of petrol. Without hesitation, she poured it all over him. Riguber's eyes widened in horror. Before he could react, she lit a lighter. The flame touched the petrol. Within seconds, fire spread across his entire body. His horrifying screams filled the mansion. Aarav quietly recorded everything on his phone. A few minutes later, Riguber's screams finally stopped. His body collapsed. He was dead. The girls stood frozen. Then slowly, many of them began crying. Despite everything, they had just witnessed a man die. Rayunch stepped forward and calmly said, You did nothing wrong. A man who treats women as entertainment deserves this fate. He earned this death. You should never blame yourselves. Hearing his words helped calm them. One of the girls stepped forward and said emotionally, Thank you so much, Bia. You've done more for us than anyone else. Our own families abandoned us. But even though you were strangers, you gave us shelter. You gave us jobs. You gave us respect. You stood beside us. How can we ever repay you? Aarav immediately shook his head. Please don't say that. It makes us uncomfortable. Rayunch nodded. You all should leave now. The police will arrive soon. The girls thanked them once again before leaving. After they were gone, the 3 men began removing every trace of evidence. Within a short time, they cleaned everything. Once they were satisfied, they left the mansion as well. Outside, they got into their car. Rayunch sat in the driver's seat. Abhimanyu took the passenger seat. Aarav sat in the back. As soon as the car started moving, Aarav stretched comfortably and grinned. Big brother, today was amazing. It's been so long since we got some action. That was seriously thrilling. He laughed. The last time we had a proper fight was against the NIE team. I don't know what happened to those NIE people. They've been unusually quiet lately. And honestly, I don't like it. His expression became thoughtful. What if this is the calm before a storm? Then he smiled again. But one thing is true. Fighting against the NIE team is always fun. Abhimanyu turned around and looked at him. You enjoy fighting way too much. You fight in college. You fight outside college. Does your thirst for trouble never end? Aarav immediately flashed a wide, innocent smile. Come on, bro. It's not like I fight that much. Abhimanyu raised an eyebrow. Oh really? My mistake. You're obviously the most innocent person in the world. You never fight with anyone. Aarav groaned dramatically. Bro. How long are you going to keep taunting me? Both Abhimanyu and Rayungsh simply nodded with amused smiles. And for the first time that night, a faint sense of relief settled inside the car. Ishaan was so furious after leaving the courthouse that he completely forgot Jay was still with him. Without looking back even once, he got into his car and drove away. Jay could only stand there and watch the car disappear into the distance. Seriously? Ishaan left in such a hurry that he completely forgot about me. Jay sighed dramatically. Now how am I supposed to get home? I forgot my wallet too. I don't even have any money. Looks like I'll have to walk home today. Then suddenly an idea popped into his head. Wait. I'll take the forest route. I'll reach home much faster. With that, Jay started walking. The path ran through the middle of a dense forest. Wild animals lived there, but they usually stayed hidden during the daytime and only came out after sunset to hunt. As he walked, Jay kept talking to himself. Walk faster, Jay. It's getting late. The wild animals will be coming out soon. If I don't get out of here quickly, I'll end up becoming their dinner. I don't want to die yet. I'm still young. I haven't even enjoyed my youth properly. After walking for a while, he groaned. This road is ridiculously long. I thought it would be around 3 kilometers. But I've already walked 6 kilometers. And I still can't see the end. He looked up at a nearby tree. Should I climb a tree? A second later, he shook his head. No. That's useless. Cheetahs can climb trees too. Suddenly, heavy rain started pouring from the sky. Jay froze. Oh, wonderful. Exactly what was missing. My life clearly wasn't difficult enough already. Within seconds he was soaked from head to toe. He looked up at the dark clouds. Normally wild animals come out at night. But what if this rain puts them in a romantic mood? What if they all decide to come outside with their partners right now? A horrified expression appeared on his face. If that happens, it'll be a jackpot for them. First romance. Then fresh Jay meat for dinner. A moment later he slapped his forehead. What nonsense am I even talking about? I've completely lost my mind from fear. Jay was so busy talking to himself that he didn't even notice a car stopping beside him. A horn suddenly sounded. Only then did he turn around. The moment he saw the car, his eyes lit up. A lift. In the middle of a forest. That felt like a miracle. The car had black-tinted windows, making it impossible to see who was inside. Meanwhile, the person sitting inside was calmly watching Jay. Jay walked over and knocked on the window. Hello? Please give me a lift to the highway. I'm stuck here. And it's about to get dark. The windows slowly rolled down. The moment Jay saw the driver's face, his expression immediately soured. You! Sitting inside was none other than Ved, Abhimanyu's friend. The sight of him instantly annoyed Jay. After all, today's disaster had happened because of Abhimanyu and Ved. Ved looked completely relaxed. Get in. Jay folded his arms. No thanks. I'll walk. I don't need your help. Ved simply shrugged. As you wish. Then he casually added. Although you should know. You still have another 10 kilometers to walk before you leave this forest. It's already 6 o'clock. It'll be dark by 7. And I seriously doubt you can cover 10 kilometers within an hour. He glanced outside at the pouring rain. And on top of that, it's raining heavily. Once night falls, the wild animals will come out. If you want to become their dinner, feel free to stay here. Jay fell silent. As much as he hated to admit it, Ved was right. If he stayed here alone, There was a very real chance he would end up as somebody's meal. But trusting Ved wasn't exactly easy either. What if he shoots me? Jay thought. Then another thought crossed his mind. Well, getting shot sounds a lot better than being eaten alive by wild animals. After a few moments of internal struggle, he finally nodded. Fine. I'll come with you. With that, Jay walked toward the back door of the car. Before he could open it, Ved stopped him. Why are you sitting in the back? Sit in the front. Jay frowned. I don't want to sit next to you. I'll sit in the back. Ved replied casually. Fine. Go ahead. If you can. Jay narrowed his eyes suspiciously. What does that mean? Nothing. Ignoring him, Jay opened the rear door. The moment the door opened, several boxes and bags came crashing down onto him. Hey! Jay stumbled backward in shock. The entire back seat was filled with luggage. There wasn't even enough room for a person to sit. Jay stared at the mountain of boxes. What is this? Is this a car or a warehouse? Why do you have so much stuff? Ved leaned back comfortably. I told you to sit in the front. But no. You wanted the back seat. He pointed toward the luggage. If you still want to sit there, feel free to make some space between the boxes. Jay immediately slammed the door shut. No thank you. Then he angrily marched over and sat in the passenger seat. Watching him, Ved thought to himself. He's ridiculously dramatic. I'm giving him a free ride and he's acting like I'm torturing him. Wait. Why am I even tolerating his attitude? If he keeps talking nonsense, I'll throw him out of the car myself. Ved started the engine. But just as he was about to drive, the weather became even worse. The rain intensified. Strong winds began shaking the trees. Visibility dropped dramatically. Ved immediately turned the engine off. Jay looked at him. Why did you stop? Ved turned toward him. Are you blind? Can't you see what's happening outside? It's raining heavily. The wind is getting stronger. I can barely see the road. It's not safe to drive in these conditions. What if I crash into a tree? You might have a death wish. You might have a death wish. I don't. Jay immediately became annoyed. Oh, hello, mister. I don't have a death wish either. Ved raised an eyebrow. Really? Then why were you walking alone through a forest? So what do we do now? Jai asked. Ved looked at him and replied calmly. Nothing. Until the weather settles down, we'll have to wait here. Jai looked outside at the heavy rain and frowned. Looking at this weather, it doesn't seem like the rain will stop before tomorrow morning. Does that mean we'll have to spend the entire night waiting here? Ved let out a long sigh. Yeah. Jai immediately protested. No! I can't spend the whole night sitting inside a car. Ved shrugged casually. Then get out and walk. Who's stopping you? I'm not driving until the rain stops. If you want to stay here, stay. Otherwise, the exit is right there. Jai clicked his tongue in annoyance. I'm not going anywhere. Staying here is still better. After that, silence filled the car. Neither of them spoke another word. Ved became busy with his phone. Meanwhile, Jai didn't even have his phone with him. He had accidentally left it inside Ishaan's car earlier. He was extremely bored. Seeing Ved comfortably using his phone made him jealous. At least he has something to pass the time with. I don't even have that. Since he had nothing else to do, Jai reluctantly started staring at the rain outside the window. As time passed, night arrived. Darkness slowly swallowed the entire forest. The rain still hadn't stopped. Soon, the growls of wild animals began echoing through the woods. Hearing those sounds, Jai gulped nervously. Thank God I got into this car. Otherwise, I'd probably be dead by now. The night grew deeper. The rain showed no signs of stopping. Eventually, while waiting, Jai fell asleep. Ved was still awake. He turned his head and looked at Jai, who was sleeping peacefully beside him. A small smile appeared on his lips. He looks surprisingly innocent when he's asleep. He's only tolerable when he's sleeping. When he's awake, he's just a spoiled little cat. After staring at him for a while, sleep finally overtook Ved as well. Soon, both of them were asleep. The next morning, 9 a.m., Ishaan slowly opened his eyes. The moment he sat up on the bed, a sharp pain shot through his head. Ugh, what is happening to my head? Why does it hurt so much? He grabbed his head with both hands. Still half asleep, he called out. Rina Kaki, please bring me my black coffee. No reply came. He frowned. Kaki? Where are you? Can't you hear me? Suddenly, a voice came from behind him. She can't hear you because she's not here. Ishaan immediately turned around. His eyes widened. Standing there was Abhimanyu, holding a tray of food. The moment Ishaan saw him, anger flashed in his eyes. He instantly got off the bed. How dare you enter my house? His voice rose. Forget my house. How dare you enter my room without my permission? Abhimanyu raised an eyebrow. Your house? Ishaan folded his arms. Yes. My house. Abhimanyu smirked. Really? Then take a good look around. Confused, Ishaan looked around the room. Only then did realization hit him. This wasn't his room. This wasn't his house. His expression froze. Wait, this isn't my room. He looked back at Abhimanyu. Then where am I? Abhimanyu placed the tray on a nearby table. You're in my house. Then he pointed around the room. And this room belongs to me too. Ishaan stared at him in shock. Then why am I here? Abhimanyu crossed his arms. If you can't handle alcohol, why do you drink so much? Then he added, try remembering where you were last night. Ishaan frowned and tried to recall everything. He remembered leaving the courthouse in anger. Then he remembered going to a bar. After that, nothing. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't remember anything clearly. Abhimanyu shook his head. Since your memory isn't helping you, let me remind you. He continued. Last night you were at a bar, drinking one peg after another. You drank so much that you couldn't even walk properly. Whether I wanted to or not, I had to bring you with me. Ishaan narrowed his eyes suspiciously. Really? Then he asked sarcastically. And may I know why you showed me such kindness? What's your motive? Someone like Abhimanyu Pratap doesn't help people without a reason. A crooked smile appeared on Abhimanyu's face. Yes, Mr. Ishaan. You're absolutely right. I never do anything without a benefit. He leaned against the table. I've been a lawyer for a long time. I've spent years in this profession. But during all those years, I never found a worthy competitor. His eyes settled on Ishaan. Then after all this time, you appeared. A competitor worth paying attention to. He chuckled softly. So how could I let you die? If I had left you there, anything could have happened. You could have gotten into an accident. You might have even died. His smile widened. I've been winning too easily for years. Honestly, it became boring. But you can actually challenge me. Then he said bluntly. And defeating you was fun. I want to enjoy that feeling again. So why would I let anything happen to you? Ishaan stared at him. Everything Abhimanyu was saying sounded completely insane to him. After a moment, he shook his head. You're a very strange person. I genuinely can't understand what kind of man you really are. Then his expression softened slightly. By the way, whatever your reason was, thank you for helping me. Abhimanyu looked genuinely surprised. Did you just thank me? Ishaan nodded. Yes. Because that's how I was raised. Abhimanyu said. All right then, Mr. Well-Mannered. Have your breakfast now. With that, he handed the breakfast tray to Anurag. Anurag looked at the food suspiciously and asked, You didn't mix anything in this, did you? How do I know there isn't poison in it? I don't trust you at all. Hearing that, Abhimanyu raised an eyebrow. What did you just say? You think I poisoned your food? Seriously? He crossed his arms. If I wanted to kill you, I would have done it last night. I wouldn't have waited until morning for you to wake up. Then he added coldly, eat it if you want. If you don't want to, then don't. It's your choice. Whatever you're going to do it quickly and then leave my house. Anurag immediately got annoyed as well. Yeah? It's not like I enjoy staying in your house anyway. I'll leave in a little while. Abhimanyu suddenly added. And yes, make sure you take those clothes off before leaving. Anurag looked at him in confusion. What? Abhimanyu replied casually. Because you're currently wearing my clothes. Anurag immediately looked down at himself. Only then did he realize that those weren't his clothes. These aren't mine. His eyes widened. Why am I wearing your clothes? Abhimanyu let out a long sigh. You didn't put them on. I dressed you myself. Anurag froze. His shock instantly turned into outrage. How dare you? He jumped up from the bed. How could you change my clothes without my permission? Who do you think you are? Now even Abhimanyu was getting irritated. Enough. His voice turned sharp. I've heard enough from you. I had absolutely no interest in changing your clothes. He pointed at Anurag. Last night, because of your excessive drinking, you threw up all over yourself. Your clothes were filthy. They smelled horrible. That's why I changed them. Otherwise, I have no hobby of changing other people's clothes. Hearing that, Anurag immediately realized he had overreacted. He should have listened to the entire explanation first. Feeling guilty, he looked at Abhimanyu. Listen. He hesitated. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have reacted like that without knowing the full story. Abhimanyu didn't say much. He simply nodded. Suddenly, another thought appeared in Anurag's mind. He narrowed his eyes suspiciously. Tell me something honestly. Abhimanyu looked at him. What? Anurag hesitated again. When you changed my clothes, he awkwardly scratched his neck. You didn't see anything else, right? Abhimanyu smirked. What exactly do you mean by anything else? Anurag became visibly embarrassed. I mean, you didn't see any private things, right? The moment he said that, a crooked smile appeared on Abhimanyu's face. Oh, I did. Anurag froze. Abhimanyu continued with a completely straight face. I saw quite a lot. Very clearly, actually. Anurag's face instantly turned bright red. He looked like he wanted the earth to swallow him whole. He was so embarrassed that he couldn't even form a proper response. For the first time in a long while, the usually sharp-tongued lawyer was completely speechless. Meanwhile, Abhimanyu was enjoying this far more than he should have. In reality, he hadn't looked at anything inappropriate. He was simply teasing Anurag. After all, Anurag had been lecturing him for quite a while. This was his little revenge. Abhimanyu continued teasing him. What's wrong? Why is your face so red? Are you blushing? Anurag immediately denied it. No, nothing like that. I'm just feeling hot, that's why my face is red. Abhimanyu glanced around the room. Really? But the air conditioner is on. You're still feeling hot? Anurag quickly replied. Yes. I know the AC is on, but I'm still feeling hot. Maybe the temperature isn't low enough. Without missing a beat, Abhimanyu replied. The AC is set to 16 degrees. Anurag instantly shut up. He had no comeback left. Finally deciding to stop teasing him, Abhimanyu said, Drink the coffee. It'll help with your hangover. Then he added, Since your clothes were dirty, I put them in the washing machine. I've already ironed them as well. They're inside the wardrobe. Take a shower and wear them. He pointed toward a nearby table. Your phone and your car keys are there too. With that, Abhimanyu turned around to leave. However, after taking a few steps, he suddenly stopped. He turned back. Then he walked toward Anurag again. "Oh right. There was one more thing I wanted to say." He leaned closer. Very close. Then he bent slightly toward Anurag's ear and whispered softly. "Unfortunately, the thing you wanted didn't happen." Anurag blinked. Abhimanyu continued. "I didn't see anything." Before Anurag could react, Abhimanyu walked out of the room. For several seconds, Anurag just sat there, confused. He couldn't understand what Abhimanyu meant. Then suddenly it clicked. His eyes widened. Wait. Was he implying that I wanted him to see me without clothes? Realizing the meaning behind those words, Anurag nearly exploded. He shouted toward the door. "Hey! Who do you think you are? I have absolutely no desire to show you my body." Unfortunately, there was no point yelling anymore. Abhimanyu had already left. After spending several minutes mentally cursing Abhimanyu, Anurag finally drank his coffee and ate breakfast. Once he finished, he headed straight for the bathroom. A little later, he came out after taking a shower. Following Abhimanyu's instructions, he opened the wardrobe and took out his freshly washed clothes. He got dressed. Then he picked up his phone and car keys from the table. And finally, he left Abhimanyu's house. After leaving Abhimanyu's penthouse, Ishaan drove away with a head full of questions. As he drove, countless thoughts kept swirling in his mind. He simply couldn't understand Abhimanyu's behavior. The way Abhimanyu had taken care of him felt completely confusing. In today's selfish world, people rarely do anything for others without a reason. Yet Abhimanyu had looked after him all night despite them being rivals who clearly disliked each other. The more Ishaan thought about it, the more frustrated he became. Suddenly, he slammed his palm against the steering wheel. "What exactly are you, Abhimanyu?" he muttered. "How many faces do you even have? I can't understand you at all. And why am I thinking about you so much in the first place?" He took a deep breath. "That's it. I'm not going to think about him anymore." With that, he focused back on driving. Meanwhile, morning had finally arrived. The rain had completely stopped. The sky was clear, and bright sunlight spread across the land. As the warm rays of the sun fell on Jai and Ved, both of them slowly woke up inside the parked car. Jai stretched his body and looked outside. The sight of the golden morning instantly improved his mood. Peace like this was rare in today's busy world. Looking at the clear weather, he sighed in relief. "Thank God! The rain has finally stopped." He stretched again and groaned. "My back is completely stiff." Then he turned toward Ved. "Let's get moving. I don't want to stay here anymore." After a pause, he added casually, "Actually, my back hurts a lot. Could you give it a little massage?" Ved slowly turned his head toward him. The glare on his face immediately made Jai regret asking. Seeing his reaction, Jai quickly said, "Hey! Why are you getting so angry? If you don't want to do it, then don't. I wasn't ordering you. I was just asking." Ved replied in a calm but dangerous voice. "And don't ever even think about ordering me." Yeah, alright," Jai said quickly. "Now can we please leave?" Ved simply nodded. Inside his mind, however, Jai was thinking something completely different. Wow, he got angry so quickly. Forget my back, he looked ready to strangle my neck instead. Ved started the car. About an hour later, they finally emerged from the forest and reached the highway. After traveling a little farther, Jai suddenly spoke. "You can stop here. I'll go by myself from this point." Ved looked at him as if he had gone crazy. "Are you serious? You want to get out in the middle of the highway?" "Yes," Jai replied firmly. "Just stop the car here." Ved shrugged. "Fine. As you wish." He pulled the car over to the side of the road and stopped. Before stepping out, Jai hesitated for a moment. I didn't really want to say this, but you helped me last night." "Thanks." Ved snorted. "No need. I don't need such a heavy thank you." "Okay." Jai got out of the car. The moment he stepped outside, Ved drove away without another word. Jai had intentionally chosen to get off on the highway. He didn't want Ved learning anything about where he lived. Now, however, a new problem appeared. Standing alone on the highway, he realized he had absolutely no idea how he was supposed to get home. I got off the car. But how am I supposed to reach home now? I don't even have money for a cab. He scratched his head and started thinking. A moment later, an idea struck him. Right. I'll take a cab and pay the driver after reaching home. Perfect. Feeling pleased with himself, Jai began looking for a cab. Unfortunately, there wasn't a single cab in sight. At the same time, Ishaan was still driving. Suddenly, he remembered something. His eyes widened. Jai! In his anger after the court hearing, he had completely forgotten Jai and driven away without him. Immediately, he tried calling Jai. But instead of hearing the call connect, he heard a phone ringing inside his own car. Confused, he looked around. Then he spotted a phone lying nearby. He picked it up. Oh God! It's Jai's phone. The realization hit him hard. He felt furious with himself. How could I be so careless? How could I leave him behind like that? He doesn't even have his phone with him. Guilt began eating at him. Who knows what he's doing right now? He's so stubborn and self-respecting that he probably didn't even ask anyone for help. Lost in his thoughts, Ishaan continued driving. Then suddenly, he spotted someone standing beside the road. His eyes widened in shock. Jai! Without wasting another second, he pulled over. He quickly got out of the car and rushed toward him. Jai! What are you doing here? Hearing the familiar voice, Jai turned around. You! Ishaan frowned. I asked first. What are you doing here? Immediately, Jai became annoyed. I'm here because of you. Because of me? Ishaan repeated. Yes, because of you. You left in anger without even looking back. The accusation instantly made Ishaan lower his head in embarrassment. Jai continued. You left. I had no money and no phone. I couldn't even book a cab. So I had no choice but to take the forest route. The moment Ishaan heard that, his expression darkened. Have you lost your mind? You went through the forest? You know there are wild animals there. Why would you take such a huge risk? If I had left, so what? There were plenty of other people there. You could have taken a ride with someone else. Jai shook his head. I don't like asking people for help. Ishaan stared at him in disbelief. So you'd rather get eaten by wild animals than accept someone's help? Jai lowered his head. Even he knew he had made a mistake. Seeing this, Ishaan sighed. Forget it. Tell me this instead. How did you even get here?